Hey, you guys, good morning. Hopefully, you guys can hear me because I just recently found out that my video volume be low, but really it be the vocal volume that be low. Okay. but been meaning to make this video for a while now. A lot going on my side, so I don't know. I just been making sure that I'm not making a move that I shouldn't be making, even if it's by accident. Just being very cautious lately. Anyways, a few days ago, probably about a week now, uh, I was reading Revelations chapter 11. Uh, what? If you read it, you be familiar about it. And even if you haven't read it, I'm pretty sure after I get to speaking about it, it sounds familiar. You're familiar with it, that type stuff. But chapter 11, it's about, I'll just read it real quick, hopefully, because I'm not good at reading. It says, "And a reed like a rod was given to me, as he said, Get up and measure the temple, sanctuary of God, and all measure the temple sanctuary of God, and the altar, and those worshiping in it. But as for the courtyard that is outside the temple sanctuary, leave it out and do not measure it, because it has been given to the nations, and they will trample the holy city underfoot for 42 months. I will cause my two witnesses to prophesy 1,260 days, dressed in sackcloth. These are symbolized by the two olive trees and the two lampstands, and are standing before the Lord of the earth. If anyone wants to harm them, fire comes fire comes out of their mouth and consumes their enemy. If anyone should want to harm them, this is how he must be killed. These have the authority to shut up the skies so that no rain may fall during the days of their prophesying, and they have authority over the waters to turn them into blood, and to strike the earth with every sort of plague as often as they wish. When they have finished their witnessing, the wild beast that ascends out of the abyss will wage war with them and conquer them and kill them, and their corpse will be on the main street of the great city that is, in the spiritual sense, called Sodom and Egypt, where their Lord was also executed on the stake. And those of the peoples and tribes and tongues and nations will look at their corpse for 3.5 days, and they will not allow their corpse to be laid in a tomb. And those dwelling on the earth rejoice over them and celebrate, and they will send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented those dwelling on the earth. After the 3.5 days, Spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon those who saw them. And they heard a loud voice from heaven say to them, Come up here. And they went up into heaven in the cloud, and their enemies saw them. In that hour there was a great earthquake, and a tenth of the city fell. And I don't want to skip this, but just to hurry up and get it out there, because my phone do not be having. I got an Obama phone, baby. Okay, but definitely read into that some more for yourselves. I do a second part if I I might do a second part, but anyways, as I'm reading the first page of chapter 11, you feel me? There's a second page. Flip it, you finish the chapter. Boom. Anyways, I know you heard that page. Okay, I stopped. Anyways, let me get to it. When I was reading this, the only thing that popped up in my head was Jesus, 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 Jesus. Like, come on now. And I know I'm not even trying to nitpick with it, and because I noticed it got 42 days, two witnesses, like it got particular words going in on there, but the action and the results and the power and the authority, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You feel me? Anyways, especially with Jesus, because to be particular with it, sorry, so sorry, because I'm not trying to be, but for me, without being particular, but being particular, is the two witnesses. And I remember Jesus, we talking about, what witness do I need? I am the witness. You feel me? There is two here witnessing with me and the Holy Spirit. That's good enough. That's two witnesses right there. That's two bodies. And when Jesus died, that's two bodies. in my mind, in my consciousness and hearts and stuff, the man died on the earth, and spiritually he was not dead, but was in a coma. What the Jehovah Witnesses be saying? You just lay there in the dark. That's what they say. They they got something right there a little bit, maybe, I don't know. But yes, reading verses 7 to 10, I heard a double echo when I first read this, and I think it gave that even more emphasis on the two witnesses. Again, just to use it, Jesus as an example, where the wild beasts come out to attack the two prophets, and again, two prophets can look like one, and that was Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so as he came to attack him in the flesh, boom, he's down on the ground, and so is the spirit. Like they both in sleep mode. You feel me? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to add that feel me. You feel me? But they both in sleep mode, right? And as they are in sleep mode, the people on the earth, remember they was, yay, he gone, he gone. Boo boo the fool. The enemy set them up. Look, you was excited for that dude to die, and you ain't even know. You ain't even know that was supposed to happen. Anyways, I'm sorry. As he's there, and the people are cheering on the death of Jesus, as well in the spiritual realm, as Jesus is dying, the nations, the tongues, the principalities standing over him, just mm, brother dead, all right. You feel me? Until 3 days later. 3 days later, that man rose again and double, not just in the flesh, but in the spirit as well. The man is mighty. Okay, I stop. Because I really do be thinking, like, a while ago, I don't constantly think of it, but it's one thing to know that you gotta go die, right? And let's just say that's that. You just know you gotta die. But the death comes with a promise of being risen back up. So it's like once you get there and die, it's like boom, I did my part. Now Jesus got to literally sit there and wait for God to do his part. And then he has to have faith for that. I mean, God is God. Jesus is God. You know, he's mighty, he's strong, he got this. But that's crazy. To have such umph, such much. Like it's amazing to just think that dude was really there and he really did that. Like it says the enemy conquered him, but really he conquered the enemy. I don't know. We already know this, you guys. I just really wanted to say that doubling hearing, and my point is because now that we have a faith that is conquering due to Jesus, we can now be alive here and be alive there. At this, I want to say at the same time, because that'd be kind of hard to focus on, but at the same time, okay? Like Elijah or one of them dudes. Because they Daniel got the same name but pronounced differently. Uh, yeah, when he went to go fight an army, barely had folks with him, going up against a bigger crew or something like that. God revealed the army that's standing behind him in the spiritual world, and that right there is for me to betterly explain to you guys is a good example of being physical and spiritual at the same time, and then ruling in that in both. And I'm not saying we are not God's children and not under his authority, but because of that, we rule both. This is very complicated and hard for me to say without sounding crazy. But yeah. After I read that, You know, I feel like I live a very physical spiritual life. I don't I'm not good at being spiritually physical. I'm good at being physically spiritual, you know. And one way that I do that in my silly behavior and my manners and stuff like that is the shield. We know that that is a spiritual thing, you feel me? And so I'll take that. This is my sword. I don't care if I can't see it. This is my mother loving sword. And guess what that is? Jesus. And it's my shield. Guess who that is? Jehovah. And you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I take it for me. But because I can only hope and assume that spiritually I am standing in my armor. So like, come on now, let's go, let's go. But anyways, as I had this thought, right, reading this, then I had that thought, and then I was thinking about the Elijah, one of them things, right, with the king, the armies behind him in the spiritual sense, but seen physically. Uh, I was just sitting there, thinking, praying, talking to God, like, okay, so you're telling me that I really do have you. I really do have you. And I don't even want to, I mean, I'm grateful if there was an army of angels behind me. But what I'm even more grateful about is that I have Jesus and Jehovah sitting right next to me. Like, and that's how I'm going to go forward now in life. I'm going to try my best. But definitely be more awakened and aware of my spiritual life, and especially of the sense that Jesus is there. I already do that here physically in a spiritual manner, but I've never done it in a spiritual manner physically. I don't know, guys. This is why I probably didn't post it in a while. You know, I'm probably gonna revisit this because I'm good for repeating myself. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's gonna be a good one. I'm not talking about this, what I'm saying, but just what Jesus is doing in the overall aspect in life. No, I stop. I don't know. I hope you guys have a good one. It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You got no. I stop. I hope you guys have an awesome one. I might post some more videos just because I feel giggity or giggly, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Much love. Seriously. Hugs. Okay, I stop. Y'all have a good one.